So no dinosaur bones, eh? There's just... Well, what do they... When they say that there's only some dinosaur bones found, are they even real? Like, we're talking chicken bones fitting in the palm of your hand versus these giant hip bones they're supposedly finding. Were dinosaurs small back in the 1850s, and then since then they've gotten bigger and bigger, the bigger they've dug?
Yeah, apparently.
And deeper they dug?
So no culture throughout history all over the world had ever found a dinosaur bone until just the same decade when Darwin was coming to history. And it just happened to... It was a knighted Sir... What's his name? I forgot his name right now. It's in the book. But he came up with the term Dinosauria, and then they found a dinosaur bone, and ever since then we've just found thousands and thousands of them. But not disinterested third parties. It's always archaeologists on specific sites, on digs. They just found in this tiny little area, they find 2,000 bones. Oh, here we go. And then a lot of them have been proven to be fake. The ones in the museums are plaster of Paris, and they don't even let you see the real bones. There's insiders who've worked for the Smithsonian, as well as people that have archaeology degrees and have gotten out of it after they found out the whole thing was a hoax, exposing it as well. The dinosaurs.
Wow. So he invented the term before a single bone had been found.
Yeah, and then they found the bone like just a few years.
You mean one of these?
Oh, there we go.
I was right. Amazing.
But then they go as far as saying that now they say oil too, like oil. Yeah, that's where it comes from. It's
dinosaur.
Like that to me
the
really
scarcity.
pisses me off too. Like oil is not at all. That's not at all where it comes from. Like, come on, like.
I mean, the first dinosaur species they put together and put in museums, they'd only found like a tooth. Literally.
Right.
They didn't even allege to discover a full dinosaur skull until very recently. So that they even admit that every single dinosaur compilation, whatever that they've made, they've come up with the head by themselves. And of course, they've just put a bunch of bones of different species together and made all these different supposed dinosaurs. They found elephant bones and whale bones and other things that have been trying to be passed. There's many exhibits that have been closed down because of this. They've been found to be fraudulent. So it's just a long deception that's been going on since the time of Darwin, and not at all before it. That's the biggest piece of evidence against the theory, is that no physical evidence for this dinosaur hoax ever came into existence until they actually coined the term, and then suddenly, university positions open up and all these people can get paid a shitload of money to go and discover all these bones that nobody else ever discovers by accident.
Exactly.
The Dead Sea Scrolls or something, for instance, is discovered by a little shepherd boy in the woods by accident. That's how a real discovery is made, not by some guy with university tenure that goes out to some random place that nobody else goes to and that makes a discovery that no one else in any culture through all of history has ever found, but he finds 2,000 in the space of a quarter of an acre or something.
Wow.
Amazing. And isn't it actually in the opening scene in Jurassic Park? Doesn't a boy discover the bones?
There you go.
What happens? They put it in the movie.
There you go. It's more convincing that way.
And that's another thing too, is how every movie is either about space or dinosaurs for kids in some way.
Absolutely.
There's always these waves. I remember in the late 80s when I was like 10, they had this dinosaur exhibit in the Expo Center there, Dusty, what did they call it? Where Expo 86 was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had a thing in there, and then you can go on a computer, these old-fashioned computers they had at the time, and like a Mac something.
Science World?
And Science World, yeah. And you go on and you design a dinosaur and you go, no, this couldn't have lived, it's too top-heavy and all this. But the ones they do are like that anyway. Yes. They make all these ridiculous shapes. It's like, the T-Rex has no arms.
Yeah,
like
little tiny legs.
That's right. A lot of the models have to be held up by wires and stuff because even their plaster of Paris bones won't stand up in the figure that they've shaped the animal. They don't and that works with evolution, right? Because evolution is stupid, so it just does whatever. So the little short T-Rex that's fine because evolution did it.
Yeah.